Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Bourbon Neophyte. Hope you all are doing well because I know I am. I am definitely staying out of the heat. Probably saw that thumbnail today, and holy smokes, 115 out there. For those of you in Canada or over in the UK, that's 46 Celsius. 46 Celsius. 115 Fahrenheit. I swear you probably really could have roasted and cooked an egg till it was hard boiled just by leaving it out there. Now, don't crack it and let it go on the egg, but I mean on the sidewalk. But it was hot, 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 hot. I swear. I think the whole time this afternoon, maybe, maybe twice, I heard the air conditioning actually turn off, take a break, and then fire right back up. And that thing has just been turning and burning this afternoon like nobody's business. But you know what? If it wasn't doing what it was doing, I wouldn't be here chatting with you all because I would definitely be finding my way into a hotel somewhere so I could stay cool. But anyway, first things first, tonight in my glass, I just went back to an old favorite. Grabbed me Still Austin's flagship coming in here tonight at 98.4. If they can make the writing a little smaller, I would not be able to read it. But this was the whiskey that brought me back to Texas whiskey because everybody knows that Balcones is crap in my book. But when I tasted this, I'm like, holy smokes. So that being said, so I started that off tonight and I poured that and I thought, what the heck? Let's go with that. I've just been craving it and I had a sip just before the introduction ended and I'm like, oh my God, this thing is amazing. But what I noticed when I was watching Livewire earlier is that JH stated that he was drinking rye. I know quite a few people that won't drink rye in the wintertime because they feel it's more of a fall or wintertime drink, which is fine. I just feel it's a drink for whatever time of the year it is for me. I'll drink a rye any day. It doesn't make a difference if it's summer, if it's spring, if it's fall, if it's winter, if it's noon, if it's midnight. That makes me no difference. I do not mind a rye at all at any time. I just thought that was interesting, and I didn't think about that for a while until I saw him make that comment there, and I just replied back, I'll drink that anytime. And I'm sure most of you are like that. But then again, some of you may have that preference to go, yeah, I mean, I'll drink it, but to me, it's more of a wintertime drink on the rye. But anyway, enough with that. Do me a favor. If you guys are all here, make sure you smash that like button. I mean, hit it hard enough that Mike Stahl feels it over there on Livewire Whiskey. But then too is if you haven't subscribed and you're new to the channel, please do me a favor and smash that subscribe button. Click on the bell so you do get the notifications that when I go live, you can pop on and participate in chat. And at times I do put the link up and you may join the stream and we can have a good old-fashioned pub talk about some whiskey. But anyway, let me just say cheers to a few people that popped in. I know I saw Five Fingers earlier and Zen Bood. David Basie, cheers, man. Great to have you here. Isaiah, what's up, man? Thank you for popping in, Bourbon Baller. Always good to see you. Dan, thank you for coming in there. Andrew, what is up, man? Haven't talked to you or seen you in a while. We have got to catch up and get together. I will reach out to you here coming up so we can just catch up on some stuff and get together. Mr. Jackson, always a pleasure to see you. And not to mention, one of the best people from across the pond I know. Mr. Morgan, cheers. John, cheers. Thank you for coming on. And then there's Bill. That's funny. Oh, Kilhoman PX. You know, I'm trying to think. I saw that. Where did I see a bottle of that? Oh, I think it was over at one of my favorite haunts here in Vegas, Liquor Lineup 2. And oh, that reminds me, I have to go and get something I have in the other room, but I'll do that in just a little bit. But I got to participate in a impromptu tasting at Liquor Lineup 2 this past week for a potential store pick that they're going to do. And so I gave my opinion, rated these different whiskeys, and I'll go into it whenever I grab that bottle. Just dawned on me. I went out there to get it, but I saw a bright light or a shiny object, got distracted, and then I realized the time, and then I came back in here. So anyway, it is what it is today. Richie Z, cheers, man. Thank you for coming on over here. Hey, 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 that's what I want to see. Smash that like button, Mark, so darn hard that it is just unbelievable. 1318 Shelby, cheers, man. I hear you almost melted when you were at the car show today. Well, you know what? I can understand that. It was an absolute killer. Like I said, and it's nothing to be 115 here in Vegas. Trust me, it isn't. But I tell you, I had to be out there for a short stretch of time while I was unpacking the truck because we came home from camp and took the nephews up there, and they had a blast. And wow, unbelievable. I'm getting too old for this heat crap, that's for sure. Just don't like it anymore. Do not like it. Oh, here's the man, the myth, the legend, 6 Hour. Cheers, man. Glad to see you here. Always. Oh my goodness, look who's here, all the way from Lithuania. JD Bourbon Approach himself. I'm telling you. Here we go. Good morning, all. Yes, for some of you, it is morning, but for some of us, it's 9 p.m. on Sunday night here on the West Coast. So cheers and thank you for popping in there. There he is. What is up, brother? Thank you for stopping in here. Always glad to see you for sure. Always, always, always glad to have you guys here. And this guy. I tell you what, and you notice, yeah, it's so hot. There's no hat. You know what? You're right. Like I said, I got a little behind in my time, but I will fix that here momentarily because I'm surprised I don't get more in chat. People saying, what's wrong with your head? Where's that hat? I got it. I got it. Don't you guys panic. It will be here. That is for sure. It will be here. Shining light in the sky in the desert. Oof. I tell you what, Ben, I mean it. We haven't, well, okay. To be fair, borrowing Hangin' AZ's term, to be fair, we actually just hit recently, when I say recently, within, I think the last 2 weeks, hit our first official 100-degree day. We didn't, I'm trying to remember. I don't think we had any in June. We came close, or it was at the end of June, but normally we're up there. Well, once we hit that 100-degree mark here in Vegas, it just went boom. And we've been in some excessive heat warnings out here. And, you know, for us, 115 is excessive. 102, 105, 108, it's just, it's hot. But when you hit that 110, 112, 115, 117, some places like up my friend's house, who's not too far away, when I dropped the kids off, it's 117. And he's about 7 miles, 8 miles further north. Whew. Yeah. Ridiculous. Steve, cheers, man. Always great to see you. And Big Vic is here. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Really appreciate it. Let me just keep scrolling through chat here, make sure I don't miss anybody. Oh, look at this guy here. Got to make sure we represent the great state of Arizona. Z-Man, cheers. Always great to have you here. You know, having you guys all in here, it makes it a great, great evening. Like I said, remember, smash that like button, hit that subscribe if you hadn't done it, and click on the bell. So one of the things I just wanted to touch base on and talk about is summertime drinks. Like I said, I know there are some people that don't drink rye in the summer. I'm not one of them. I don't know about you all in chat, but I'm not one of them. I'll drink a rye. It doesn't make a difference. But I can understand. However, being that it is summer and it is hot, I think you guys know what my favorite summertime drink is because I did a little review of one. Well, it wasn't a review. I mean, yes, it was, but it wasn't my normal review. But my favorite summertime drink, and believe it or not, I actually was looking for it and I realized I am out of it. But my favorite summertime drink is I will buy a fifth of wild turkey honey, brew some fresh tea, all right, pour in about 2 fingers of the wild turkey honey, then top it off with the tea, the iced tea, stir it up, and you can add like mint or spearmint, whatever floats your boat. I'm more of a spearmint person, but I don't always do it. Man, is that a terrific, terrific summertime drink. Really, absolute terrific. Now, someone asked me, can you use sweet tea? I don't care what you use, but remember that wild turkey honey, American honey, wild turkey, American honey. I'm just giving you the exact name, but I just say wild turkey honey. It is sweet. I can't drink it neat. I can't drink it on the rocks or anything like that. I have to put it in the tea. I can't stand it. So yeah, if you want to use a sweet tea from the store, or you want to buy a good quality unsweetened tea from the store rather than brew it yourself, no, that's fine. You go ahead and do that. But it is amazing. Yeah, everyone loves to say that. Yeah, my favorite summertime drink is Long Branch and lemonade, right? Wrong. I wouldn't touch Long Branch with Mike Stahl's lips. That's for sure. And speaking of that, ta-da! There
Ta-da!
he is. There
What's
he
happening, Anthony?
Nothing. Not a thing. I'm just doing a short BS session tonight, having a few drinks because it's hot and
I know.
miserable.
What do I pour? Are you gonna pour a bourbon or a scotch?
I poured Still Austin's flagship, so their base entry tonight, because I haven't sipped on it in a while. As you can see, I've sipped on it quite a bit, but I just poured this. I started off at this, but I actually was looking at the Orchard House, but I may jump over to a scotch here in a little bit. But I'm just having some Texas. Uh-oh. Oh, that's is that a Greg McDonald special?
No, this is. I just got this at the Stanley Hotel tonight.
Oh, yes. Yes, I heard you talking about that. And you also got one, the scotch that your son liked.
Yep, it's a Glen Garioch.
Yes, I know what it is, but the pronunciation is wrong. Even I pronounce it wrong.
Garioch, whatever that is.
Yes. Yes, whatever that is. I got you.
So I got that. That was a good one. I got that one. My son liked it. So we went to the Stanley for my birthday. He got me a tasting session. And so the first 4, and they do mostly picks there, right? Mostly their picks.
Mm-hmm.
The first 4 were there was a Laws. There was a, what is it? The Irish 69th, whatever, fighting thing. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Oh,
What?
anyway, it was like the 69th Fighting Squadron or something
Oh,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah, 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 yeah. Now I know what you're talking about. Sorry.
Yeah, the
That,
Irish.
yep, 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 yep.
That was really good. I like that one, and I like the Laws was decent. I'm not usually a Laws fan, but it was a pick and it was pretty good. There was the Jackie Zykan um, Hidden Barn, which I
Mm-hmm.
did not love, unfortunately. I wanted to love it, but I didn't love it. And then the other one was like this Colorado distillery that uses a grain that's not quite a rye, but not quite a barley. That's
Yep.
like a combo. And it had
Mm-hmm.
this really strong black licorice note to it that I didn't love.
And I didn't love. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
like black Nick licorice.
Yeah.
Um,
And so then they gave us a couple of scotches, which were barrels that they were able to pick up at the Stanley because they get offered barrels to buy. This
yeah.
was one my son loved, or well, he didn't love it. He liked it. He didn't love any of the whiskeys. This was the one he could drink. So I was like, okay, if he's ever here, we don't have any Coors Light in the house. He'll have this with me. So
I
I
thought you
bought
have
this one
bottled
as well.
water.
Yeah, we have bottled water. That's it.
Of course, light bottled water. Just it's the same. Hey, that's by the
So
way,
I bought
that's
this
a
one
nice.
so he would have whiskey with me at some point.
I like that mug. Yeah, you got to have one of those.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I
Oh
bought
yeah.
their Peerless Rye pick, which is really good.
Oh, like I'm glad you said that. See, you have no problem in drinking a rye in the summer, do you, Mike?
No, not at all.
Yeah, but I'm just saying some people won't generally drink a rye in the summer because they feel it's more of a fall and winter drink, and I'm not one of them. I'll drink it morning, noon, or
I
night.
think
It doesn't make a difference.
I really think like in the summer, I tend to be drawn to lower proof, not rye versus bourbon.
Mm-hmm.
Like I
Mm-hmm.
want something that like I don't want to sweat when I'm drinking whiskey. And so in the winter, it warms you up,
Mm-hmm.
when it's like that. In the summer, I like 100 proof, 110. That's where I like to hang out in the summer. Unless I'm down here in my basement, which is freaking the Arctic.
So, Glen Geary. I knew it was something Geary, something like that. Here we go on that Scotch you got. We're
Oh,
trying
okay.
to
Glen
pronounce
Geary.
it. I was like, I know what it is, but I never pronounce it right. And I
Which
knew
is
somebody
funny
would
because it does
throw
not
it in there.
look like Glengarry when you read it.
No, no, it does not. That's like when you first try to pronounce Kilhoman
Yeah, Kilholman
or
doesn't look like
Kilwolden.
that's.
There you go. Hold on. Let me bring you in here. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. You just wouldn't get that from that. I got you.
Yep. Just doesn't
Mhm.
seem normal, but
No. No. Well, hey, we're not normal people, so what the heck? Did I mute you?
no, I muted myself just because my son's over here. He just came home.
Oh. Hey,
Oh.
tell him I said cheers.
He says cheers.
Cheers back.
You want some moonshine?
No.
Oh.
Yep.
He says, nope, I drank too much already.
Oh. And speaking of that,
Oh, Adam, I didn't pour anything yet, though. What should I pour?
I told him whatever he wants, Adam.
Hey, Anthony,
How are you, bud?
Thanks for the link, dude. I was looking around. I'm like, how did Mike get in there? And then I realized because I saw the link or I saw something earlier come through the email, and I realized it was to my personal email. So
Yeah.
thanks, buddy. Appreciate that.
Yep. But
All right, I
You
need to
know-
pour one more before I go to bed.
whatever you want. This is just a kind of open pub.
No,
People
this
pour
is
what they want.
Bourbon
drink what they want.
Neophyte. This is Bourbon Neophyte who likes Scotch, so it's not just about
one
bourbon.
more po. One more po.
What are you gonna do, Adam, with your pink eye?
Shut your mouth.
Hey,
I got.
he
I
just
got.
doesn't let up.
It's not pink eye. My eye has been irritated all day,
Dude, it's getting redder as the night goes on.
Not now. You can't
No,
even
now you look
notice.
good. You're fine. Just do that.
If I put on a patch, I'll just be a pirate, dude. It's cool.
Okay. I'm either gonna do a Frey Ranch because you're in Nevada, Anthony,
Well, I
Or
can do a Frey Ranch too, but I'd have to really bump up the proof to like 128 or 130. I can't remember what that was.
or I can do a scotch. But Adam doesn't have a scotch. What are you drinking, Adam?
I
Do you have a Frey
scotch.
Ranch?
I got scotch. What are you talking about?
What scotch do you have?
Dude, I got Talisker Storm.
Let's
that
do
I-
Talisker.
Good.
Dude, I popped it recent and I fucking liked it a lot.
I have the Talisker 18. You do the Storm, I'll do the 18.
Let's do it.
Now you're going to make me put a Glen cap on this, cleanse my palate, and get out my Talisker Storm. Here we go.
Dude, it's peated, but it's so
It's
peated. Like it's the perfect amount of peat.
it's not a
for
Lafroig.
my
It's not an Ardbeg. No, it's not a Lagavulin peat. No, but it gives you that peat touch that's wonderful. Hold on.
It's like a lick of peat, dude. That's what
A lick. That's
like
right.
A lick of peat.
It is. It is. Cheers, Tim. It is a lick of peat. There is no doubt. So now I got to get mine. Now I got to get mine.
This I covered because Mike's a prick. But
Oh, look at this. Well, I'm going to fix that here in a minute. I was a little behind. I'm getting my hat. I'm going to get my Talisker here.
Anthony isn't wearing a hat tonight. Dude.
I'm going to do it. As I said, people have been calling me out on it. I'm going to get it. Give me a second here. Hold on. Hold on. I'm still here, but just give me a second. Oh, get the hat. Get the hat. Don't
Adam's still covering his eye.
Oh, gotta get the hat. That's got to be first. Now, where the hell is that Talisker Storm? I know it's here.
Ooh.
All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Dude,
Dude,
the
I put
peat,
some
the
work
peat
in on
is
this
like
18
perfect
already.
on this thing. Like I taste the
Adam.
peat.
Adam, don't feel self-conscious about your eye. It's fine. Nobody can notice.
Until you point it out every fucking 16 seconds, dude.
For the record, I never said anything during Livewire. I'm going to get a different glass.
Because it wasn't there during Livewire. It literally just happened after the stream, and I don't know what the fuck's going on.
What the fuck did you do to your eye?
All right, I fixed it. I got a hat, and I got a little Talisker Storm right here. All right.
So, Anthony, I have a question.
I have an answer, maybe.
What's your thought on keeping the boxes versus just like, look at how sexy this freaking bottle is?
Dude, I threw my boxes.
Okay.
out the other day.
So this is what I was doing for a while. I will take the bottle from the box. The box went behind the bottle, and the bottle was in front of the box. Yes, it takes up more space on the shelf, but you're right. There are certain bottles that just have this appeal to it. The box that it came in is nice, but the bottle is what you want to showcase.
Dude, the bottle, like Talisker bottles are hot.
Dude, I don't care about the boxes anymore.
And a lot of people just trash the boxes.
Relax. I'm just kidding.
A lot of people trash the boxes. They do. But I have done it like that and put the box behind the bottle.
Like, I feel like everything that is on the box is also on the bottle. So why do I keep the box?
Well,
Because
you
it
paid
came
for
in a
it.
box. That's the only reason. Like it came in a box, so I should keep it, right?
Yes.
My son just said keep the box. It looks way cooler than just the bottle.
Well, like I said, I prefer them to be in a box versus just pick the bottle up off the shelf.
Huh?
But
No, it's this one.
I mean, the Talisker box in itself is pretty nice. It's pretty nice.
Glass.
45.8 ABV. It's good. And you're right. The peat is wonderful. Is wonderful.
Oh, yeah, dude. The Talisker 18, this might be one of my favorites. I'm not going to lie.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, the
And
Storm
granted-
was way better than I expected. So I got this
That-
bottle for free from my future in-laws, and it's great.
Dude, Talisker is really good. I mean, you can't get it. You can't get Talisker as freely as other ones. Is this a?
You know, at times this bottle here, they're everywhere for a while, and then all of a sudden, when people realize they're back on the shelf, they grab them. This is a very
Isla,
affordable
right?
bottle.
It's Isla. Talisker's Isla, right?
You're asking me if Talisker is Isla?
Isla
Is that
of
what you're-
Skye. Yeah, so it's Isla.
Yes. Isle of Skye. Yes. Sorry. I
Like,
wasn't.
I'll be honest, this is like it kind of has a lighter peat, sort of like some of the Campbelltown.
Yeah.
Very light. Very light. It's not overly peaty whatsoever.
Did you find a glass?
What's happening?
What's up, Mark? You sexy.
Sexy.
Holy shit. That's what a goddamn hero looks like.
That's what a fucking good hairline looks like. Holy shit, man.
Wow. This is nice.
Rip
It
my
is.
hair for.
So jealous.
All right, so we are drinking summertime pours, right?
Well,
Yeah, we're drinking
yes.
scotch for some
Well-
reason. Talisker
Oh.
Storm, dude.
Well, what would
Oh.
you drink, Mark? This is what we want to know.
you
For a
drink what you
summertime
like,
drink.
dude.
And like I said earlier, some people don't prefer rye in the summer.
Right.
And I'm
Be-
just-
it's probably because of the spiciness of the rice
see-
spices. That's what I would think.
I'm a spicy person, and I'm a
Yes, you are.
proofy bitch.
A proofy
Yeah.
bitch and a smoky bitch.
That's
Yeah.
right. Absolutely right.
Dude,
So,
fucking
I don't have a
I love
problem
the
in
smoky.
drinking
I
rye.
love the smoky on this Talisker. Like the smoky is like
is.
so minute that it's like perfect. It's fucking perfect.
And-
Yeah, it's not
that-
like my Octomore. You're like
Oh,
going
no.
straight into
Oh,
yeah,
like
like my Ardbeg 10 is just like fucking take this smoke in your mouth. It's like
What's up, Ben Demon Hunter?
ramming that
Mhm.
shit.
Oh,
that's
and
what I was
Bourbon's in the house. What's up,
Mhm.
Bourbon?
Yeah, this Talisker is just like, here, try a little smoke on that. Why
Yeah.
don't you? And I'm just like,
So, Anthony, when you said a good summertime pour, I
take it.
started thinking the lighter side of the spectrum on the fruit wheel. You know, you got some fruits, whether it's lighter fruits like peaches or it's strawberries, watermelons, like that lighter side of the wheel, not like the dark roasted nuts and the chocolate. I was thinking lighter because I'm thinking it's summer and it's
And-
hot.
Yes.
And so I was trying to Kentucky Owl because it's kind of fruity.
I like
And,
Irish also in the summer for the record.
Yes,
Oh.
Irish has that really nice light fruits.
That is a
that's
good
the next thing
bottle,
I was going
Adam.
to say is Irish.
Dude, that
Well, yeah.
Yellowstone single malt that they put out, the American whiskey is like, it's like melon. It's like a weird melony,
Mhm.
prickly pear fucking
Right.
palate. Like it's
Yeah.
very light fruit for sure.
Agree.
How does the proof though hit? I haven't picked one of those up yet, but people have told me that I need to try it.
Yeah,
Especially
108
at the
proof.
108.
108 proof. It's not. I don't think it's a buy. Like I don't think it's like a you have to have kind of bottle, but it's
Mhm.
interesting. It's an interesting bottle for sure. It's unique.
Unique is a great term,
I
especially
think
when
I
you're trying to
paid
stress-
like I want to say I paid like 60 for it.
Huh?
Which I'm not too disappointed, but I'm not in love with the bottle at all.
Good. Well, I could tell by what was left in it.
Yeah, I got a lot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, that could be your bottle chug thing for you. You just need to do a sip here and there, and yep. Then that'll get rid of it. Then you can wash it down with something better.
Yep. Like
Yep,
Talisker
yep.
Storm. Talisker Storm is better.
But that's funny. You mentioned that about the peat too on it. I have given people this who are new into getting into peated whiskeys in general, and I don't mind starting right here because I don't think it's
Dude.
overpowering.
Perfect
But-
transition to try peat. Like if you're not a
Mhm.
peat person or you haven't tried it or you're not sure about it,
Mhm.
go with this. Like this is a perfect transition to peat for bourbon people, right?
A gateway glass.
It's a gateway. It is definitely a good gateway. Now, another one that I have found, and it was by accident, and I had it sitting on my shelf for a minute. Hold on one second. Powers Irish Rye is a great.
That would be a good one.
Yeah, absolutely. When I seen that pop up there, I'm like, hey, I'm with him. I really like it. I think it has flavor. It has that delicious rye spice on that, and it would be great. Now, the only thing I would do with that, now I don't pour any whiskey over ice, but I would add a few whiskey stones to it just to drop that temperature a bit, depending upon if I was outside or inside. But that is a great, I just like that rye in general. That is very good. Great for bringing that up. Thank you. That was good. That was a good point right there. Because that's something you just don't see. That's something you just don't see sitting on the shelves, that particular rye that he was talking about. And if you find that, that's a buy.
Powers Rye?
The Powers Rye. Particularly, you guys don't have a problem with it. Adriana wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. But I mean,
dude, it is so funny going to liquor stores with Adriana when she tells like whoever's trying to help them with whiskey. She's like, I don't like rye. And they're like, oh, have you tried this rye? Like it's something.
Hey, Mike, you talk about Adriana. I think it's probably funny.
Hey, Eric.
When he's like,
cheers,
oh,
man.
a single barrel 100 Four Roses. I'm going to buy that like 10 times. Oh,
yeah. The first store I go into with Nick, it's like we're in this little store I've never been to before. And he's like, oh, Four Roses, single barrel. He grabs it.
Yeah,
proof.
Tim, hold on. But yeah, I mean, I agree. It is, like I said, I don't have a problem drinking a rye summer, winter, fall. I just don't. But there are some that's really good. And I don't know if any of you ever got a bottle from Bourbon Battalion. The bottle is Magnolia. Have you guys tried that rye?
I haven't tried it. Signed by a bunch of people. Shane's back in the day.
Including Bourbon, who's in chat.
Yes. I actually like that a lot. I'm trying to remember. I got that from him, but I'm trying to remember how I came about it. But I think it's because I saw it and went, oh, I have to have it. And so I'm like, okay. So he dropped it off to me and I'm like, great. And so I think it's great. I really enjoy that a lot. So I don't know about you guys, but I like it.
Yeah, Anthony, I'm gonna hop out because I gotta go pee. I may hop back in.
Hey, if not
that hour where I may just go to bed.
That's okay. You do what you got to do, and remember, it's yours, and you can do with it what you want.
Cheers, guys.
Good night, Adam.
Love you. If I don't see you again, cheers.
Hey, Tim, T-Rob, apparently you haven't checked your email. So if I were you, that's what I would do. I love these people, I tell you.
Oh, yeah.
That means I would have to dig right down in here, JD. And that's funny you should say that because I'm looking at that box. I couldn't remember what it was, but I remember you said something I had to try. And I may dig that out. Since you're actually here after I have this, I'll dig down into the box and find that one.
So Talisker comes from the rugged western shores of the Isle of Skye. Comes from richly flavored maritime malt with a warming afterglow. So easy to enjoy, yet like the sky itself, so hard to leave.
The sky itself.
It's hard to leave. Mm-hmm. Hard to leave. Dude, they are poetic. Scotland knows how to do whiskey right.
Oh,
but it also, so does America.
Mm-hmm. 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 Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Talisker 18 is probably top 5 for me in Scotch.
Really?
Well,
T-Rob, like you're roasting, but it's literally like 64 degrees down here in my basement right now.
I wish it was
Over
64 here right now.
That's the pool table over there. Yeah, it's chilly. I've got a blanket on. It's cold down here.
Oh my God.
Yeah, what'd you say, Anthony? It was 115 today or something?
Yes.
So I heard yesterday you guys set a record for Las Vegas. Is that true?
Yes. Yes. 117 for that day. I've been outside having to work when it's been 118, 119.
Yeah.
Woo.
But luckily, like that was in a strip club. So
No. I
Oh.
wish. I mean, you know, especially the ones with the pool and yeah, but no. Wasn't like that, unfortunately. Not at all.
Eric, you're absolutely right. I love Talisker 18. I think it's so good. It's one of my favorite scotches. Like I love almost anything Campbelltown.
I agree. I agree.
Almost anything Campbelltown. And then I do like a lot of the Islas. C. Jackson loves Colorado.
He does too.
Yeah, right now
Well, what-
outside, I don't know if it's 70. That seems low.
Hmm.
No, he's not wrong. 73.
I wish it was 73.
Yeah.
Our humidity goes up. So our humidity goes up at night. And then through the course of the day, it goes down. So we'll go down to like 12% through the course of the day.
Yeah.
Right now, it's up high at 54%. So it's really high humidity here right now.
Oh, wow.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
Really?
the hottest I ever felt was in Afghanistan in the summertime. Because it'd be like 120 degrees, and you're in your full uniform. You got long sleeves, long pants, my boots. I got my vest on, you know, the plates, all the ammo, all that stuff, and walking around.
Hey, don't forget
It's
the pressure
hot.
cooker now.
Yeah,
Yeah. Mhm.
yeah. It got kind of warm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's hot. And you had to deal with freaking sand.
Yeah. Well, and the
Yeah.
sand people shooting at me.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
fun.
I mean, the
Besides
shooting
that,
at you thing is tough, but sand,
but the
like
heat
that,
was
even
good.
when they're not shooting at you, the sand is still there.
Yeah, it's still in my toes.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna
Like,
go to.
I go to the beach. Honestly, Mark, I go to the beach. Like, I get sand in my belly button. I find pearls like 3 months later.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Look.
try that. I'm gonna try to go to Irish for these hot ones. It was warm here today, but nothing like what you had going
Oh
on.
no, I was
No,
gonna say
that's-
yeah. But when people like where you are, Mark, or they're on the East Coast or stuff like that, when they get 98, 100 degrees, 105, you
Yeah.
know, they're crying.
Oh yeah.
They're crying. And
Well, like the Northwest, though, they don't get that hot that often, right? Like,
Right. It's a very temperate climate. It's very spoiling.
Yeah, the ocean keeps the temperature a lot cooler up there in the Northwest.
Yeah. Like it was 83 today.
Yeah, that's good living.
What's up, T-Rob?
Cheers.
What's up, gentlemen? How y'all doing?
Ooh, I like. Is that a wisdom or a aged and ore right there, Mark?
Oh, it's wisdom.
Nice.
Yep.
Yep. So, T-Rob,
Yes.
what's a good summertime drink for you that you like to turn to on a nice hot day? And don't tell me Coors Light. I will eject you.
No. On a good hot day here, I'm good with a very old Barton Hunter proof and some Coke Zero.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I guess you got a lot of ice in that glass then too.
Enough to where I'm putting it in my Arctic cup, so it doesn't melt quickly.
Yeah.
And I'm going about 6 ounces of Coke Zero ice and about 6 ounces of Old Barton 100.
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah.
2 good fingers in there.
Yeah.
That's right.
There you go. There
Yeah.
you go. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You are a dirty
It's
bird.
got a great
Anthony.
proof. It's 100 proof. Yeah. It's 100 proof, so it's not weakened a whole lot, but it gets
What's up,
you through
Tater
the
Don?
day.
There
It's
he
not
is.
something that's so strong that it takes you over the edge. Because
Yeah.
just like today, it was 94 here. The heat index was 106.
Mm.
So the humidity was just crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, we were
That's where
90.
we're lucky. That's where we're lucky right now. This is this is the monsoon season, but
Right,
we
yeah.
are very lucky. Tomorrow, the humidity jumps up. When I say jumps up,
Yeah.
for us, if it jumps up to 20%,
Oh my
it's
God.
humid. I know you're laughing. You're like,
Yeah,
we
it was
love humidity.
91% humidity here today. Yeah, it
So-
was crazy.
Yeah, but when we jump up to 20, 25, 30%,
Oh yeah,
when it's
yeah. When y'all get up that
110,
high,
when it's 110, 115 or whatever,
Yeah.
it is truly pit dripping
it
miserable.
is miserable. Yeah.
Yeah, it is
I-
truly.
I
Dude,
was
when I
in-
was there
I was-
last September, Anthony, I could not believe how uncomfortable it was at like 110.
Yeah.
We were about 108, 107, somewhere in there,
Oh
105.
my God, I
Yeah.
want to die.
But you know what?
I was in go ahead.
I was comfortable. I mean, not that it was
Yeah.
comfortable
You
to be
were.
outside.
But
Yeah,
you
but-
get
You
acclimated
and your
to
wife
it.
were
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
"Good, let's go out for ice cream."
Let's go out for a drink. Hey, let's
Yeah.
go hat
Me and
shopping.
my wife and I were in Vegas a couple of years ago in August, and we were staying downtown. We were staying to the Westin right there on Paradise,
Mhm.
and we walked out. It was 2:00 in the afternoon, and we walked outside, and it was 115 degrees, and
What's
it
up,
was
Martin?
literally. It was like walking into a blast furnace.
Like I
But-
really believe once you get
I-
over
yeah.
like 105, 110, humidity makes no difference.
Well, the only thing
No.
that I could tell the difference was I immediately felt the heat, but I didn't start sweating immediately like I do here.
Yeah.
It
I
took
agree.
several minutes for me to start sweating a little bit. Here, if it's in the mid 90s and the humidity's high, I start sweating profusely within
Yeah.
just a minute or two.
Yeah,
But
Kentucky.
it was so weird.
Kentucky gets
Yeah.
humid like that too. To where when I'm at Fort
Yeah.
Knox every year for training,
Right.
we're sweating after breakfast because
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
so
yeah.
humid there.
I've come home from the gym, taking a cool shower, and get out, and I'm still sweating.
Yeah.
You're sweating in the
It's
shower.
humidity. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what happens, Tater Don, when you pass out on a pool deck.
I passed out one time when I was in college. We were down at Myrtle Beach.
One time, really?
One time, just one time. Yeah. One time that I'll admit to. But I was riding in a buddy of mine. He had a 1982 IROC Z 28, and it had tank T-tops in it. And I was in the passenger seat, and I was kind of leaning, over here taking a nap. And the bar for the T-top cut me in half pretty much on the face.
Oh man.
And when I woke up, I was sunburnt on this side and not on this.
Hey, Anthony, I got a dip. The wife is calling me for something. I'm not 100% sure what it is, but
All right.
There's
Hey,
probably
Stalzy,
a
unless
spider
she
or
throws a
something.
bra on your head, you don't have to leave yet.
yeah,
Hey.
dude, I know. Look,
That's
I
right.
have a saying that says if the wife is happy, I have a chance to be happy.
Yeah,
If the wife is unhappy,
you're
I
doing.
promise you I will not be happy.
You will
Oh,
not be happy.
guaranteed.
Yeah. I
Guaranteed.
understand that.
Yep.
Mhm.
She doesn't guarantee my happiness, but she can guarantee my
Your
unhappiness.
sadness.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
if I want to
Hey,
keep
cheers,
doing,
Mike.
this, I have to listen to the, the mood.
There has to be some give and take. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
That's right.
All
I
right,
love you
cheers,
guys.
man.
Everybody.
All right,
Hey,
Mike.
I just hit the like button so hard. Frickin' whiskey shit's got pink eye.
Oh man, I was gonna say you got my sloppy seconds. I had already smashed that thing up. So Dubai, Iraq, Kuwait, Afghanistan, and Palm Springs, which is my hometown, just hot in the summer.
Just
Yes.
hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kuwait.
Yeah.
I've never been to Dubai or Iraq, but Kuwait is stupid hot.
Oh, wow.
Stupid with a capital
When
S.
you were in Kuwait, Mark, did they make you drink while you were there? Did they make you hydrate?
Yeah, well, nobody makes me hydrate. I want something to drink with me all the time.
Right. Now, I know
Yeah.
some friends of mine that were in Kuwait, and they were like, they made us on a certain periodicity. They made us drink. And
Oh,
and
yeah.
They watched us drink to make sure that we drank.
Yeah.
Stay
No,
hydrated.
I wasn't stationed there. I was just in transit on the way to and from Afghanistan.
Right.
But and we'd be there for a few days. But
Yeah.
it was just uncomfortably hot.
Oh yeah.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so now with your buddy who had a kind of regulated hydration enforced
cycle, yeah.
Yeah. In Kentucky, when I'm training the cadets, I'm like, who's a responsible person with a watch on? I'll get Joe over here, raise his hand. I'm like, all right, smart guy, you are now the hydration manager. Every 10 minutes, you're going to yell, drink water, even if you're interrupting me. Roger? He's, yes.
There you go.
Dude, it's great. And so
that's why you should know better than open your
yell
mouth.
out, drink water every 10 minutes.
We have our guys that show up for training. So we do training every other month. With each shift has a week that they send guys down to the range that we do range drills and all. And this time of year, we try to do all our range activities in the morning time before it gets stupid hot.
Yeah.
And we send out emails like a month before reminding them, hey guys, you're coming to training next month.
Yeah.
You need to start hydrating. It's going to be hot.
Yeah.
We're going to take breaks, and we have mandatory. We have a procedure that, depending on the wet bulb temperature, how long we can stay out in the heat and all that.
Yep.
But
the work rest cycle.
We still need you guys to hydrate because even if you follow this, you could still have an issue if you're not hydrated. And, nevertheless, occasionally we have some people that we have to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no. Yeah, you will. And the problem is they think they're fine. So they know they're going to be with you tomorrow, but yet tonight they go and have, 6, 7 beers, a couple of shots with a meal. Okay.
They some spicy Thai food or Mexican.
Yeah, they feel fine.
Yeah.
So they get there, they go through the drills, and next thing you know, they're flat on their face or they're hurling chunks. I mean, same thing you said is we send emails. I used to do the same thing and say, look, you're grown. You do what you want. However, avoid alcohol. Don't do this. Don't do that. Avoid a lot of caffeine. Your normal 2 or 3 cups of coffee.
The caffeine is bad too.
Yeah. Oh, that's a diuretic.
2 or 3 cups of coffee. I tell them that's fine.
The 2 Monster Energy drinks.
I don't care about that. I go, you're an adult. You drink as much as you want. And I tell them, Gatorade is not your friend. And you are not the athlete you think you are. No. I said, but one of them. Now,
when you get to that point,
one of them in your rotation with water is perfect.
Right.
Is perfect. And I said, don't just drink Gatorade, but Gatorade has a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
But water is what you need. And I said, it's been around longer than Moses. Okay. So before
it's
Gatorade
naturally assimilated.
It is exactly. I said, the person that created that knew what he was doing. That's why it's here.
Mm-hmm.
So drink it. But true story, as well versed as I am on heat stroke, heat stress awareness, You
Right.
know, I
Heat
took a
cramp, heat
motorcycle
exhaustion.
class years ago. And one of the first times in June in many years, we hit like 116, 117 degrees in June. And this is like June 10th. I mean,
my
it
gosh,
just,
that's
yeah.
early. Yeah.
Oh, I know. And so I'm out in this parking lot at the community college.
And the heat coming off the
Oh,
asphalt.
and those engines, because you're not really just
They're air
riding. You're
cooled.
right.
Right.
You're riding short distances because they're trying to tell you stop, start,
right.
turn, do this,
Stop,
do
start,
that.
turn. Yeah.
The whole, okay.
Yeah.
I was doing fine. They called a break. I was fine. I put the kickstand down. I went to get off the bike, and that's when I could feel the stuff going. And I go, you have got to be kidding me.
Yeah. That's
I'm
right.
like, there's no way. I mean, I knew I was drinking. I was doing everything right. I didn't have beer or nothing for 2 nights before. I mean, I was on everything, and I could feel that coming on. I looked left and right. I saw the only bit of shade under a small overhang on a portable classroom. I went over to that. I sat down, took the helmet off, put water on my head, splashed my face, and I just composed myself, and I opened up that Gatorade because I had one for the electrolytes, the salt, the potassium, and stuff that's in there, and just started to sip on that. And after about 5 minutes, I started coming back around. I'm like, that's all I needed was the OSHA guy to pass out right here through the heat exhaustion. Okay.
Well, that's like me.
I would never live that down.
Right. That's like me. I'm a first responder instructor. So all of our first responders at our nuclear plant are security officers, and I'm the lead trainer for all of the. We have each shift has their own trainer, but I'm the lead trainer because I'm in training. And I don't want to be the guy that loses it out on the range when something's going down.
Exactly. And so I went to a training class for bikes, to ride bikes and so on and so forth. And, when they're telling me, okay, you got to ride upstairs and ride downstairs. And I thought they were fooling me, but I did it. Upstairs is tough. Down is fine. I don't care if it's 1 flight or 10 flights. Once you learn it, it's no problem. Going
it's a control.
2, 3, 4 stairs or more.
That's right.
Oh, that about, that's terrible. But anyway, so we had to do these panic stops.
Yep.
Okay, but also how you dismount at the same time.
I know exactly what you're getting ready to say. Yeah.
So I got it. I did it right. Everything was as fluid as can be. It almost looked like I knew what I was doing. I impressed myself. Okay. I impressed myself. And so that was fine. So these other guys come along, and they happen to be on a police department here in Vegas, but I'm not going to mention the name.
No.
And they come full bear. There's a line. You have to hit the brakes. Okay.
Right.
So which you lock it up, your back end's going to swing around. But the idea of that swinging around is to hit the person.
It's a J turn.
Yep. Yeah. And you hit the person with the bike, but it knocks their feet out from underneath them. Okay.
Exactly.
So they did that, but unfortunately, they hit the wrong brake. And over the handlebars they go. And what do? Right? You put your hands out.
Yeah.
They broke both their arms. Oh. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And then the only thing I said is, I hope their wife loves them.
Yeah.
Because you're not wiping your butt.
It's funny you say that. The first time I took the mountain bike course when I was at the police department back in the 90s, we were doing that. We would start off, we had 2 guys on the bikes. We had the offender running. One guy would go deep, one guy would go short. You lock the brakes, you do the J turn, you dismount, and you grab the guy.
Yeah.
The first time I went, I was the short guy. So I'm pedaling. I go to hit the brake and kick the back end out. And for whatever reason, the sympathetic response, I hit the front brake. I go over the handlebars. I land on my vest on my back, and I rolled up on my feet somehow. And I grabbed the guy, and I took him down, and I got him hooked up. And I turned around, I looked, and my bike was laying on the ground. And we had these, the bikes that we had, the handlebars were straight, and then they had these metal pieces that kind of went out.
Yep.
I had broken the left one off when I went to go, and I locked the brake up, and it hit the ground and tumbled. I destroyed the handlebars. But it was so funny that when it kicked me off of the bike, my momentum landed me flat on my back, and I had my vest on with my bullet resistant pad in the back.
Right.
And so it took the brunt of the impact.
Yeah, that protected
I had gloves on, so I didn't get any abrasions on my hands because my gloves were all shredded pretty much. And then 6 months after that, we went to Myrtle Beach and worked Bike Week in May in North Myrtle Beach. And that was like a 3-day. We were on from noon to midnight, and we would ride. We wrote so many citations, my hand got numb, people, doing burnouts in the middle of the road, open container,
Oh yeah.
Smoking marijuana.
Once you get off of that beach, or once you get out of a certain area, it's illegal to have an open container, period.
Oh yeah, exactly.
And that is in Vegas too. It's in Vegas too. People think you can walk anywhere. No, the strip is that corridor. Once you get off the strip, they can jack you up.
You're fair
They
game.
generally won't, unless you're being an idiot. But that's all they need.
They'll
so
use
the
that
strip is
against
the only thing
you.
that's protected, and no glass.
No.
Yeah.
So we got through with that detail. We finished up on a Sunday, and we came out and we signed on at noon, and we went till about 4 or 5 in the afternoon. And they came on the radio and they said, everybody on bike patrol meet at the substation. And we knew that was kind of, hey, we're through, thank God. We made it through the weekend. And so we're riding back to the substation, and me and these 2 guys from the city of Charleston, we were on mountain bikes, and we're riding. And we get up to the house, and we're like 100 yards from the house, and there's like 12, 15 people standing in the front yard, and they're waving and everything. And I said, you know what? I'm going to do me a little J turn right here. I'm going to pull up in the front, and show what I know. And I'm pedaling, I'm wide open. And I went to kick that back in around, and I did the same thing I did at training. I hit the front brake, and I launched. And I was in the air. It seemed like I was in the air forever. I was going over the front
and a day.
Yeah. And I landed flat on my back with my ballistic panel vest on, and I rolled up and I caught the bicycle, and everybody's like, oh my God, look at that. That is so cool. And I'm like, that was a miracle, because I was so out of control, And
that's my trick. I practice it all the time.
But it was so funny. I was like, I went over to the corner and I did a little prayer. Thank you, Lord.
Thank you. Hey, when I did that stop too, like I said, you thought I knew what I was doing. I certainly didn't. Because I never had to do it before, and I did it the first try. I mean, everything looked like perfect. The way the bike spun around, I was on one of the. I was already, my leg had come over. I was on one of the pedals.
Ready to
coming around.
Yep.
I mean, I stepped off like it was perfect. I mean, like chomp, chomp, chomp. And actually, it was a point where I stopped a second. I went, wow. Yeah, exactly. I'm telling you, I really did. It was like, wow.
We used to do interdiction during the summertime. We would we would come in about 3 or 4 of us would come in about 9 p.m. and we'd get on the mountain bikes and we would saturate the high drug areas. And we would catch guys standing on the corner. We would roll up on them on our bikes, and they were not even looking for the bikes. And we'd roll right up on them. And, you know, they would take off, you know, and it was a chase. And, you know, you get a short foot chase and you get right up close to them, and they would invariably cut behind a house or try to cut through a path or something. And, you know, they didn't know that we knew how to dismount the bike and get in front of them. Yeah. And we had this one guy one night, and we had been trying to get this guy for months, and he was running his mouth in the neighborhood talking about, you know, nobody's ever going to catch me. You know, I'm the man, all this. And we got after him one Friday night, and he took off, and I was a block over. And for some reason, I knew where he was going that night. I could feel that I knew where he was going.
That intuition.
And so when they called it on the radio, I immediately went to this house. And I went down this trail. I went to the back of the house, and I heard him, the officer that was chasing him, signed out at that same address. And I'm just standing there. I'm off the bike, and he comes around the corner of the house, and I just took the bicycle and threw it at him. And he actually stopped and grabbed the bicycle and went to throw it down, and I just tackled him at that point. And we're on top of the bicycle, and I get him hooked up.
Yeah, his instincts fucked him up.
He never expected me to be there. And when I was there and I threw the bicycle at him, he just immediately just grabbed the bicycle, you know, out of reflex. And it was all over. And we got, that dude had like 8 or 9 grams of crack cocaine on him. We busted his ass. He was like 19 years old. And unfortunately, he was able to get a youthful offender deal through the state. Yeah. And he only did about 6 or 7 years till he was in his early 20s. But when he came back, I was still there, and I said, "You got 1 strike on you now." So we started watching him, and he went the other way. Thank goodness he turned his life around. And
well, you know what?
You know,
the system worked.
It did.
You know,
it did.
He learned his lesson. And,
one of the few times, but yeah.
One of the few. That's what I was going to say. One of the few times.
Yeah, because that dude was either going to, you know, mess somebody up, or he was going out in a hail of gunfire. So luckily he got straight before he got that.
And that's what counts. That is what counts.
Hey, if I can get you off the street and get you straightened out, that's all I cared about. As long as I could walk that neighborhood and people were glad to see me there, that's what I cared about.
Yeah,
because most of those people there were good people. They were just trapped in an area where they were either at an age where they couldn't leave, or their financial situation was they were stuck there. You know, they couldn't afford to move and upgrade, and you know, the majority of them didn't want to deal with the violence, didn't want to deal with the drugs. You know, they wanted to be able to go out in the yard, walk down the street, go to the park, take their grandkids and play at the park. And there were times where they couldn't. And And you know, myself and a couple other guys, we made it a point that when we were working, you weren't coming to that park to do whatever you were going to do. You could come to the park, but you weren't going to be selling dope, and you weren't going to be running people off that were there for legitimate reasons.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't putting up with it, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So, T-Rob, that 9-year-old that you were showing earlier.
That redemption.
So, how is it at finding that in your end of the world?
This you can find it. I mean, it's not readily available, but you
You're
can
not falling
find
over it like Jack Daniels.
No, no.
Yeah, that's how it is
takes
here. Okay.
It takes a little hunting, but luckily, the places that do have it don't mark it up.
Oh, good.
So it's $80 to $90.
The one that's marked up good
Yeah.
is the 10-year.
The
If
10,
you can
yeah.
find it.
Yeah. I've never seen the 10. I've looked for
I
it.
have, and I've actually gotten one for Adam. It's probably been a year or so ago.
Right.
But I picked him up another one a while ago. I know he doesn't have any more, but the 10-year is like the holy grail now. If you find that,
Yeah, it is.
You're going to bend over the barrel for that.
Right. The 9-year, I've had this bottle. I picked it up in my local store. They did have it on the one only shelf. You know, you can only get one off of this shelf.
Yeah.
But it was $89. So I thought that was
that's
reasonable.
about what it is here. 89. Some places you go, they're $100, but that to me is getting a little spendy for the bottle, but it's good.
It's very good. Yeah.
It's very
$90. I'll pay it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not ashamed to say I worked out a C note for that bottle because it is good. Now I have a couple bottle. Redemption store picks.
Yeah. If I could ever find a 10, I would definitely get one. It was reasonable.
Yeah. And you think the 9 is good. Sip on that 10. It's like,
I can only imagine that 10.
You got to reach your hand out and steady yourself on the table. They're going, oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, it's unbelievable.
Right.
Oh, here we go. You know what?
Oh, the A122.
The A122.
Yeah, wow. I saw Richie post that, so I figured I'd have a glass on screen with Richie. So this is the A122. So I'm gonna have a glass with you, Richie.
I did not buy any of those last year.
I got the B and the C, but I actually like the B better.
Really?
The B922 to me it wasn't spectacular anywhere, but it was very good all the way across the board. So
that 9-year, Dave, if you can find it, you have to look.
Yeah.
It's there.
9 years, very good.
More readily available. That 10 years is the hen's teeth.
10 is the hen's teeth, yeah.
That's right. 10 is the hen's teeth now, where before it was like he just described the 9. It's there, but you had to do a little hunting for it, or you might have had to wait a few weeks, but it would show up again. But over the last year, it was like it's almost, I don't want to say it's extinct because it is still there.
Yeah,
but
I've never seen the 10.
Yeah, I haven't seen a 10 in a solid year.
I haven't never seen it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen the 9, but not the 10.
I've touched many bottles, but I haven't seen it in a solid year.
Oh, snaps. David Bass. You got the A1, and Eric, you have the A1. So that's awesome. I'll drink in the same batch.
I did the C922 earlier with Richie.
Oh, nice.
I had the A. I drank it, but it was, to me, the A was a little hot on the front end.
Well, cheers, David and Eric.
Yeah, man. I love the B. The C was good, but to me, the B522 on the ECBP last year was my favorite.
Hey,
I think the C921 was better than everything that came out in 22.
Oh, I agree with that. But it's breakfast here.
Yeah, it's about 6 a.m., 7 a.m., I think, for James.
Yeah.
Over there.
Has some capers over there. Yeah.
But, hey, well, this morning, I was drinking coffee, watching Ken. While I was up at camp with the boys, with our nephews.
That's right.
Oh, man, I slept in this morning. By the time I woke up, Ken was off.
Yeah, I slept in.
How'd you sleep in? He was probably still going at noon your time. Come on.
Yeah. Well, I woke up. It was like 10 or 10:30. I woke up, went to the
10 or
bathroom.
10:30.
Then I looked around and I went back to bed. And I didn't get out of
I
bed
got up at
until,
like 10:30 Eastern this morning. So yeah.
Easter.
I had a lazy morning this morning.
Sunday's usually my sleep in morning.
Sleep in. Holy smokes, that day is
I've
wasted.
always been.
Yeah, I
I've
know.
always
I
been
hate
known to
wasting a
sleep
day
in,
like that too, but
Man.
yeah, because you
Man.
can't get
Hey,
time back.
No.
And
Hey,
so I
I'm
don't
gonna
like
check out.
wasting
I
a
gotta
day
go
like
to
that.
work tomorrow. Hey,
Yeah.
thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Mark. Thank you,
Cheers,
everybody
man.
in chat.
Thank you.
Enjoyed it. Yes, sir. Y'all have a
Have a
good one.
good evening. We'll see
All
you
right,
again,
Rob.
bud.
I'll see you next time.
All right. Well, I gotta get my last pour in for the evening myself. I wonder what I'm gonna have. I had scotch. I had Texas whiskey. I just
Do you have
actually
any?
finished up.
Well, you can either join us on one of these Elijah Craigs, or
Oh, I got a crap load of Elijah Craig.
or you can get some Irish in just to round out everything else you got tonight.
Oh, I'll get some last style here. I've got you know what I haven't had in a minute, and I think I'm gonna pour it since you mentioned Irish.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on here. I have to locate it on the thing here. Oh, I know where it's at. Hold on. Hold on.
All right.
I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it.
Gotcha.
Do.
All right. Well, I'll tell you. T-Rob was talking about acclimating. You know, your body starts adjusting the longer that you're in a climate to where it's not as painful. Like it's not as effective on you. It doesn't slow you down because your body starts getting used to that level of humidity or that heat or that cold or whatever.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Egan's Conviction.
10-year Irish, 46 ABV.
Oh man,
I haven't opened this up in a minute.
All right, I had a great NCO, last name Egan, and he has like Irish family crest on his shoulder. I wonder if he's got a bottle of that.
Well, this was last year's release,
Appreciate you, Bill.
but there might be some still floating around.
Oh, it's
Ooh,
awesome.
nice. Let me get a Glen over here. Cheech, I'm going to use his glass here. Whiskey Encore glass.
Yes.
But I haven't touched this in a while. It's really good. And once it's gone, though, it's gone. It's one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I don't regret buying it. It's really nice. I mean, it's a great presentation type of a box.
I want to say he just retired too. I would love to send him a bottle of that. I'm gonna have to find it. But what I was saying is I went to basic training in Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and what they say in Missouri is if you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes.
Wait 5 minutes.
Yeah, the weather is constantly changing in Missouri. It's wild. But then the first duty station was Fort Drum up New York, like 75 miles north of Syracuse, upstate New York.
Mm-hmm.
And we get there and it's February and just a snowstorm and like 20 something below zero. And we haven't had any time to acclimate to that at all. And so we've got to, walk through the snow to get to the barracks, and none of us had cars there, so we had to walk to the store and stuff like that. It was terrible. And the unit we were in was in Afghanistan at the time. They were deployed. We came afterwards, and so we get there, and there's only like 6 people on Rear D. So we're just sweeping the floors and stuff like that. Then they find out they get extended, so they're not coming back on their date they were going to come back. They got extended longer. And so now for certain, it's like, oh, if you got new guys there, we need them because they lost some people. And so we deployed right away. And so I was in snowstorm, upstate New York for like 5 weeks, and then get on a bird, go to Afghanistan. And I've got 2 duffel bags, my rucksack, and my assault bag. So I've got 4 bags that I'm carrying with all my gear. I walk out the plane, and I feel this just hot, like a blow dryer blowing on you, but the blow dryer is bigger than you are, right? And I'm like,
That's
I've
how it
got to
was
get out
today.
from. I'm like, almost close my eyes walking. Got to get out from behind this plane because the engines are just pouring right on me. So I keep walking. Then I look, and the plane's way back there, and I'm like, you mean it's this hot here? Like, for real? I was not acclimated at all because I had just come from upstate New York. And
Tell
it
you
was
what.
March. It was March.
I tell
But it
you
was
what, it's
hot as hell
awful.
in central Afghanistan.
It's
Terrible.
it's awful. It's awful. Like I said, I've been in 115, no problem. But I don't care what anybody says. It's still awful. And when I been in that truck for almost 3 hours driving back
Yeah.
home from camp,
Uh-huh.
and up there, it's a good 10 degrees cooler than here. And I just kept watching that temperature gauge go up to tell me what it was like outside. Oh my gosh. Wow. But you're right. And it takes a minute to get used to. But once, like for me, the first year I got here was horrid. But when I made the second summer, I kind of knew what to expect.
Right.
And I was like, okay, the third summer, I was done with it.
And that mental game is a big part of acclimating because it's like expectation management kind of a thing to where you know what's coming and you can kind of mentally prepare.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a lot of like fact-driven stuff that talks about your body actually conditioning to your climate after a while when it comes to heat, humidity, stuff like that. But that expectation management, that mental game of you knowing what to expect, and so you can be more prepared for it. That's a big like a human advantage that we have.
Oh yeah.
Like just like how stress can literally make you sick.
Oh yeah. Oh yes.
That mind over matter.
Yep. But being prepared, being acclimated to the environment, it does make a difference, particularly when we're talking about this heat. It really does make a difference. But I can tell you, this Egan's is silky and sweet. So I'm glad I didn't hit over 100 proof today, because I think that would have not went well for me with this selection, because I haven't had anything over 100 proof here today.
Oh,
and that's unusual.
Yeah, it is. That is unusual for you.
Yeah, I've had 4 pours, 5 pours, and the highest I've been was 98. Let me look here.
I mean, I've had
98.4.
I've had 4. Because I started with the Kentucky Owl, then I had the Jameson, then I had a Maker's Pick that was really fruit heavy.
Mm-hmm.
And so I thought, I was trying to find a good summertime pour. And then I just had the Elijah Craig. So yeah, I've had 4 as well, but I've had 2 of them that were over 100.
Eric, yes, I couldn't remember what it was. I just had to look. This is a blend of single malt and single grain Irish whiskey married in XO cognac casks and aged for no less than 10 years. So non-chill filtered. So it has viscosity to it. It has a little oiliness to it. Clings to the glass nice.
Yeah. And doesn't XO mean that it was in the barrel for over 6 years?
I can't remember.
Because the VS, right? The VS is 2 years. VSOP is 4 years. XO, I thought was 6. And
it
then
could be. I don't remember.
If it's the extra rare instead of the XO, I think it's either 8 or 10.
Yeah, I can't remember,
But
there
they
is a
have,
meaning
they have
to that.
guidelines, right?
Yes.
They don't put the age statement on it, but that's the key to knowing how that is.
Eric, if you can find one for, I don't know, a C note, give or take a quarter, let's just say, but I think you'll be
Okay.
on the plus side.
So in that $50 range right there is a good buy.
If you found it at 50, buy two.
No, I said that $50 range because you said C note,
Oh.
give or take 25.
Yeah, give or take 20. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you paid $1.30, I'm going to tell you right now, I wouldn't be upset over that.
Yeah.
That would be pushing it to go higher than that for me. But
Gotcha.
I like this. I mean, I could sip this continuously. I just think it's nice and it's opened up well. I've had it for over a year. It's opened up well. I did a review on this a while back, so
Okay.
I've had it for a minute, but this truly has opened up nicely over the year or plus that I've popped that cork.
Right on.
I really like the nosing on there and the sweetness. I almost get that bread note that I like out of a malt.
All right. It's after 10. I need to go let the dogs out.
Gotta let them dogs out. I'm gonna
Got him.
finish.
I got them on a schedule, just like everything else around here.
There you go.
I always tell my wife that I'm really boring because I'm so routine. Do the same stuff pretty much constantly. I found that's a good way to lower your stress levels is that if you have routines throughout the day that that you don't change. Don't fuck with it. Like it's not broken. Do it the same way every single time. That consistency will take so much stress out of your life.
Yep. It works. All right, sir. Well, thanks for popping on. I'm going to finish this, probably be on for 5 or 10 more minutes, give or take. And I'm going to call tonight too, because 0400 hours will be here before I know it.
It's coming up soon.
It is.
All right, buddy. Hey, I appreciate you inviting me to come on and have some pours with you.
Appreciate you. Thank you, man. Have a good night.
All you guys watching, be a good influence on those within your sphere of influence. You know what I'm saying? Have a good night.
That's it. Cheers, brother. Cheers. Always great to see him pop on. I enjoy having him on. You know, he's a real good guy. He's a great supporter, not only of me, but Whiskey Tube in general. I mean, he makes the rounds, and good all around guy. Good all around guy, and glad that I know him. You know, he's just one of those people. So I know some of you have emailed me and say, "Hey, Anthony, you know, you don't put the link up. You don't put the link up or whatever." I will. But what I'm just trying to do is keep more of a scheduled routine within the program to kind of rein things in and keep the discussions more in line. Tonight was kind of an open pub thing where a few people I knew wanted to pop on. So I was like, boom, I just shot out the link to them. So that's why some of the people that you saw were here. Other than that, it was really just going to be me beating my gums, talking about whiskey with you all, and doing what we all do best, just comparing some notes. But anyway, so hopefully this coming Mondays, and not today, a week from today, let me rephrase, a week from today, get my new schedule. And man, I will be really delighted to be on the day shift. And that's what I'm hoping to get off the afternoon turn, which will make me much happier. But we will see come the 24th what will happen. And I am just trying to stay positive about that. That's for sure. Oh, yeah, no problem. Appreciate it, JD. Appreciate it. Yes. Yeah, truthfully, he is. They're all, well, everybody who's on here is a great person. But yeah, I really enjoy having Mark on. He always has something good to add. Always has some good stories. Some of them are very comical. So yeah, he's just good all around guy. Good all around guy. But yeah, so other than that, that's it. I'm still trying to work on putting a stream together with some people in Australia. One is Australia, but the UK in here, and it has just been terrible. But I'll get there. I'll get the guys on, and they're a good group of guys. It'd be great to see. James knows them. They actually were streaming today, and of course, I'm driving home, so I couldn't pop on. So I am going to make sure that I go back and watch their live tomorrow afternoon, and comment that I was there, because that all supports the channel. So that's why I always like to tell people, hey, go back, catch some of the streams you may have missed, comment, hit that like button on there. It just helps the algorithm and gets me a few more subs, which is great. But all in all, I do appreciate everybody here, and I thank you guys for coming on. I'm going to sign off for tonight, and I'm going to do the same thing. Take the dog out, let her out one time for the evening, and I'm going to call it a night and get ready for another fine Monday. And I think tomorrow we will be the same or a little warmer. So I am not happy with that. Well, here he goes. So I want to see. Oh, yes. The time frame. Now I know what you're talking about. Yes. Men's finals at Wimbledon. Oh gosh, they need to check that television schedule. God, I can't believe it. But anyway, we'll get with them, and if I need be, I'm going to get you on them, James. All right, everyone. Appreciate you. Thank you for popping on. James, thank you for having your morning coffee with us. Cheers, everybody. Look forward to seeing you next weekend. Here's to you.